XRP lawsuit has ended. The moment we have all been waiting for is upon us. Where is the moon? Why rocket no go to moon? Why me no rich? Good question, whoever you are. I will answer that question with the likely result right now after this news releasing is that the XRP price will go down. Sorry, this is just how the world works. This is just how investing works. And let me explain how. Ripple has just had the announcement that the judge fined them $125 million to and ended the current lawsuit. Now, there's 60 days for the SEC to appeal. Will they, won't they, who knows? They didn't call me, okay? Price soars 20% immediately. But why didn't it just go bananas? I think, first of all, the whales have been doing a ton of activity in the background. We've seen tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of XRP moving in private hands off market, OTC, because that's how whales move. Whales move under the water. They don't show you the waves on top, which is where we would normally look to see the markets. The price has pumped now on this news. That's just algorithmic trading they're buying right now. Now that you know about it, now that everybody knows about it, you know what will probably happen? YouTube will probably talk about it for the next few days while the retail rushes in from the news. Then the price drops to get rid of all of those retail tourists who think now is the time to buy it. If you're somebody who's been holding it for a long time, you know how this thing does. It does not move like other assets. It causes years of pain and then weeks of pleasure, followed by years of pain, okay? At this point, you're familiar with having ripple clamps on your ripples, right? And it doesn't hurt as much when it's on, but when you take it off, that's when it really hurts, okay? So, yes, lawsuit has ended. The 6-year triangle continues. You know, this love triangle between, you, me, and XRP continues. And that 6-year triangle, drawn by yours truly, which could be very wrong, goes all the way out until May of 2025. So could this thing, April of 2025, May of 2025, could this thing keep compressing further? Yes. Is it likely to keep doing that? Yes. Are we headed for some kind of big market correction in the bigger markets? Yes. So along that, if it kept bouncing along, right along here, and just kept going while all the people who were expecting to get rich yesterday get angry and leave, I would not be surprised. That is completely normal. The point of the market is to cause pain to the most amount of people. That's why it's on yo ripples. The other side is the people who can bear the most amount of pain are the ones who actually get those weeks of pleasure. So what are the weeks of pleasure that I'm talking about? Look at this. 4 years of sideways compression. This 1 week, if you missed that 1 week, you missed that move. These couple weeks, 3 weeks, let's say, if you missed those 3 weeks, you missed that entire move. If you missed these 3 weeks, you missed that entire move. So years of pain and weeks of pleasure. Right? That's how XRP moves. It's not like Bitcoin where it goes up and gives you months and months and months. Sorry, it's just not built like that. Now, a rule of the markets is the longer, whatever you want to call it, the longer something compresses sideways, the higher it shoots. The less it compresses, the less structure it's built, and the less strength it has to jump. Okay? Now, it's been 6 years of this thing going sideways. It is very likely to explode. And when it explodes out of this formation, it's like a spring coiling up and it goes boing. It goes boing. And then what does the spring do after it explodes? It pulls back in again. So that's that, couple weeks of explosion, and then we're back to years of pain. So you got to have your ducks in a row during that time. Now, where's it likely to go? A lot of different analysis. Some people will tell you 10,000 bajillion fafillion dollars. Those people are morons. Okay? This is a mature asset. Is it going to do a 55,000% gain like last time in 2017? No, that's not how mature assets work, okay? This like fib moving average way of looking at it puts it out to about $5. That's very realistic because it was at $3.80 last time. Do I think it goes above that? $5 is, in my mind, in my opinion, is guaranteed. Realistically, I would say between $5 to $10, somewhere around there, would be the top. But again, what do I know? I'm just Sim. Okay. Now, as you can see, the momentum has topped out in the last few weeks. This is on the weekly. So this is why I'm saying the prices are likely to drop, especially because that's not what you're expecting. Especially because that's not what the person who's reading the news is expecting. They're the ones who lose all their money, remember? So it's likely that we would have a few weeks of dropping. Now, are we at an amazing range? Yes. Are we at a fair valuation for the price of XRP? Yes. Are we at a volume that is, volume above this? There's not very much. That makes it easy for an asset to break out. Check. So, short term, drop. Long term, pop. And it ain't gonna stop. Okay? And bippity bop bop. That's why I'm not very good at this rap thing. What are some likely things that would be the actual time for it to explode? It's very likely YouTube talks about it for 40 seconds and then the ADD children move on to something else and forget that this is the only asset in the world that now has complete regulatory clarity that it's not a security from the SEC. People are just going to forget that and act like that doesn't matter. It matters. There's the BRICS summit coming up where they could potentially announce their new payment system, and XRP is a front runner for being integrated into that payment system. That kind of an announcement potentially makes it go bananas. But again, remember, the announcement isn't what makes it go bananas. It goes bananas without any news, which you don't have and they have, and then by the time you get the news, that's where the comes in, right? Another big driver could be Ripple has always said they're going to go public. They're going to IPO when this lawsuit ends. If Ripple is going public after this lawsuit, that would be the first non-stable coin company that's going public. Non-stable coin crypto company that's going public on the US stock markets. That would be a huge win for these. Now, Ripple goes public. Those institutional investors look to see which assets are officially certified by, the traditional financial world. Well, Bitcoin's up there now. Bitcoin has an ETF. They didn't even buy the Bitcoin directly. They bought the ETF of Bitcoin. Ethereum ETF was disappointing because most people don't even know how to spell Ethereum, especially the traditional people. But XRP is easier to spell. But realistically, if they have Ripple as a public company, and then they have another asset that has regulatory clarity that potentially meets the mandates of these giant funds, them buying it would be an insane boon to this thing, okay? There could be an ETF that gets launched, an XRP ETF. Would that really be the thing that takes it to the moon? I don't think so. The Ethereum ETF tells us a lot that it's neither here nor there. There is a potential that because it has regulatory clarity, it would be treated different, but I don't really think that would be the thing that really makes it explode. But the real thing that makes an asset explode is demand for the usage, especially something like XRP. So here's the biggest secret that nobody knows. And you watched it this far, so I'll give it to you. Ripple has not used XRP for its global transactions since the lawsuit started. Most toddlers on YouTube think that's what's going on, but realistically, that's not what's happening in the background. And this is confirmed from my secret sources who work literally on this and can see it happening. Ripple has been using USDT for the vast majority of the liquidity for the global transactions that are happening. The moment, now that the lawsuit has ended, the moment they flip that switch and they actually move to using XRP for those global transfers, that would cause the kind of spike in demand that would actually cause the price to pump. That, I think, is going to be one of the biggest things out there that nobody has seen, okay? And then going forward, institutions are here. Institutional adoption of things are here. I'm pretty sure that sentence is grammatically are not correct. The currency collapses are here. The global factionization, I just made that word up, the global fracturing into factions of different countries is here. So this asset that sits in between all of those factions allows global transfers to happen without the data being shared between the different warring factions. A neutral third party that is stateless, using a public good, same thing as the internet, a public good that is called XRP. The need for that is here, okay? Now, this adoption takes us out to 2027 minimum and out to 2030 to really solidify in the world. At the center of that, this asset called XRP is going to take over the fucking world. Mark my words. Until then, make sure you love yourself. I love you. I will see you soon.